What is game theory and why Hikaru Nakamura is one of the best chess players in the game intelligence score? In this video, we are going to have a different and deep look at the game between number 2 in the world, gmhikaru, against the world chess champion Gukesh in Norway Chess 2025 round 8. What is game theory? Dr. Mehmet Mars 7 is publishing very interesting statistics on Norway Chess Twitter account, and he says that game intelligence score is measuring the ability to take risks vs potential rewards. Average online players GI score is 100 and 68% have a GI score between 85 to 115, and top event winners typically have a plus 100 GI, 160 GI score. In this video, we are going to see what is game intelligence by my perspective. I don't know if our perspectives are the same, but we are going to have a deep look at this game. Hikaru Nakamura, his rating is 2,804, kicks off this game with pawn to e4. And Gukesh with a rating of 2,787 responds with e5. Knights are coming out and we have d4 Scotch game, famous for simple and equalish chess positions, takes, knight f6. Garry Kasparov used to take on c6 and push the pawn. It's very theoretical basically, and mostly ending in a drawish chess position. Knight c3, bishop to b4, forcing white, pinning the knight, forcing white to reduce the tension, takes on c6 and playing bishop d3. Very simplistic, castle, and d5, taking control over the center. White takes, and here Gukesh plays an interesting chess move, bishop g4. C takes d4, c takes d5, old main line. White usually plays h3, queen f3. Hikaru is a specialist of this kind of lines, bishop to g5, knight to e2. Black is also okay, you can play c6, bishop d6, rook to b8, putting pressure on the b line. But in this game, Gukesh plays like the game between Fabian Nepo in Candidates 2024. f3, what is this move? So why blacks just sacrifice the pawn? Because it weakens this diagonal. So if you take here, black plays queen d4, here bishop takes c3, take, and take back on c6. On the next move, and black is completely okay. But Hikaru knows the theory, not the game theory here, the Scotch game theory very well. And in this position, black takes on d5, bishop takes f6. Some players might just take on f6 with the idea that, okay, I'm just going to defend my pawn. But no, if you take here, knight takes d5 still works, because if you take, boom, bishop takes h7, you're going to lose the game. So queen takes f6 is the best move. Knight takes d5, attacking both, but queen takes b2, defending the bishop, running away with the queen, and taking a pawn. Rook b1. Is it a double attack? No, I have bishop c5 check, intermezzo. Your king is checked. This diagonal became weak, so I can use this check. King h1, queen e5, rook e1. You cannot take the knight because of the discover attack on h7, queen d6, and Hikaru puts the knight on e7, checking here, and queen e2. And here we can pause. It is all prep. Till here it's all prep. And Hikaru Nakamura said during the game that I choose this line and I'm hoping that Gukesh didn't found bishop g6, and he hesitates that this structure is not so good for him, so he might not play this line. It might become boring for Gukesh, or he might just think that after bishop g6 he's a little bit worse, so he says, why should I play bishop g6? I can play it at any moment. I'm going to talk about why Hikaru specifically chose this line. This is a very solid line for white, first of all. This is how Hikaru plays chess. He plays very solidly, first of all. And then he chooses some lines in some games that he thinks that his opponents are not very well prepared. This is taking into account the game theory. Okay, what is game theory? Let's talk about it. Game theory is a framework in the decision-making theories. Decision-making is a very popular and trending science-based research from every kind of field. People are putting their effort on it, and we have many papers from psychology, from economics, from every aspect of science. And it's very interesting for people how people make decisions. And one of the interesting parts of this decision making is game theory. It's a very interesting branch, and it says that people's decisions are not solely based on their selves, and in different situations people are making decisions based on others. And for example, in the games, people are making decisions based on their opponent, on their opponents and other things that happening. So it's not just about theories that you know, it's not about your knowledge, it's not only about that. And you need to take into account who is my opponent and what he's thinking about, right? What is she thinking about? What does he or she wants? What is what's in my opponent's mind? And based on that thought, you're going to make a decision. So Hikaru Nakamura, along with Magnus Carlsen, are two of a kind in the chess world in this kind of sense. Also in chess, I can say that your opponent weaknesses, your opponent's strengths, time management, time scrambles, using the time as a factor. We know that Hikaru talks about it in his videos a lot about time, like he's using time as an element. He's using what does his opponent wants, like where their opponents are comfortable, where they are not comfortable. And based on those things, they're making decisions that favors them. In this theory by Dr. Mehmet Mars 7, it says they measure the ability to take risks with potential rewards. It's also one of the, it's a way to call game theory, game intelligence, but like there is a test, and in this test they have two participants, and they say we give one of the participants, we give you 10 euros, for example, and you can decide to split this 10 euros between yourself and the other participant. You don't see each other, just it's a decision, you just solely take it. And on this decision you're going to split the euros, like you can say 5 to 5, I will take 5, you take 5, but the responsibility to accept this decision is based on the other participants. So if you say I'm going to take 10, you're going to take 0, most probably the other participant will say no, I will not accept it. And if the other participant says no, none of you get nothing. So it's a very interesting thing. Like if you say 9 and the other one says you give yourself 9 and to the other one 1, then the other participant will probably thought it's unfair and they will not accept it. 8 to 2 is still unfair. And this is very interesting how people think about it. There are different type of tests, different type of experiments in this game theory. What will you do if you're in this test? How do you split this 10 euros? Are you going to take it 5 to 5, 6 to 4, 6 to 4? What's your take on this? And what if you are the second participant? How do you respond to your if it's unfair? Are you still going to, because if the other player says 9 to 1 and if you still accept it, you still get 1 euros, but if you say no, none of you get nothing, so both 0. It's very interesting. So this is why you need to take into consideration what other people are also thinking. It's chess basically. So in this position, Gukesh didn't play bishop g6. We are going to see how Hikaru is using his skills in his game intelligence skills. So Gukesh didn't play bishop g6. It's probably drawish, but Hikaru would have still tried. Rook b8. And Hikaru says, you know what? I'm going to force you to play bishop g6. So if you are forced to do something, it doesn't feel good, you know? This is another element. So if you are forced to do something, you're in a psychological pressure. So Gukesh didn't play bishop g6 by his own. Now he should play bishop g6. f5, I will just simply take it. So you should play bishop g6, and now I will take it. And look, Hikaru plays very fastly. And here is where Gukesh makes a mistake, and here where Gukesh hesitates. He should have taken with the h-pawn. He's a little bit worse. His position is not that good. White can take. And after that, he has better game. White will put a lot of pressure in this game. There is no simple draws in this position, but black is okay. But he just takes with the f-pawn. He just sees ghosts. But when you see ghosts in chess, is that when you hesitate, when your opponent doing something that you don't like, when your opponent reacting in a way that you think that there is something wrong. F takes g6, Gukesh, as every Russian chess school player knows that they should take toward the center, but Gukesh, the world chess champion, didn't took toward the center because the Hikaru effect, maybe. Book takes b8, takes, and now g3. He plays so fast in this position. He has 1 hour 45 minutes, 100 hours, and he just plays g3 very fastly. Probably he has analysis in this position, and he knows what to do. He secure his king first of all. You know that in opposite colored bishops, one of the most important things is the point that which king is safer. So in endgames, all of us know that the opposite color bishop tendency is towards draw, but in middle game it's not like this, and it's actually the one that has the attack can most probably win the game, because the other bishop cannot face this bishop. So this bishop cannot do anything on the light square, so white is going to attack on the light square. And look how Hikaru is doing. So he plays king g2. He is securing his king with his pawns, but he has a very interesting plan: h4, rook h1, h5, and he's going to attack the light squares, the squares that he has the bishop. Bishop b6. It's very frustrating chess position for Gukesh. It's basically hard to find chess moves, ideas. You're just a responder in this kind of positions. And now Hikaru just pushes with h4. With h4, he's trying to play h5. Queen to c5, trying to prevent h5, trying to penetrate. And look what Hikaru does. He just plays f4. And look at the speed, look at the time management. He has 1 hour more on the clock than Gukesh. This is very important. This is a very good advantage in chess. This is just coming. I have a safe king. To have a safe king is one of the most important things in chess. Queen to f5, and of course Hikaru knows that he should not trade. Queen to c4, he needs his queen to penetrate. He plays queen f6, and now white just plays rook e5. He wants to play h5. With h5, he's going to crack open the position. So black is playing queen d6. He has the idea to play queen d4. On rook e5, by the way, Hikaru thought for a little while, because he wanted to be sure what to do, what is the plan. In critical moments of the game, he's thinking he's going into tank, but not a very big thing, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes most. He's not going to think like 40 minutes in any chess position. But in other positions, he plays very fastly. Now queen d4 is the threat. Hikaru just think for 1 minute and play c3. Stop the threat like this. He's not a perfectionist. He's just a practical chess player. So those who has more GI score, more game intelligence score, they are not perfectionists. They know that their opponents are human, that they know that they are human, and they know that mistakes are happening. So if I'm going to think so much, most probably my mind will also be exhausted. I might lose a very, very important and precious time, and later stages of the game, I will prone to so many blunders. So queen a3, now black has some ideas to penetrate. He says, no, stop with king h3. And in this position, Gukesh just comes back. And here Hikaru used another very important technique. Those with game intelligence score, they have technique in their games. In this technique, you're patient. This technique is called patience. In winning chess position, you need to have patience. So if you're in a hurry, if you just rush everything, then you're going to lose your advantage. So one of the most important things to have in chess is patience, especially in positions that you are better. In this position, Hikaru says, you know what, I'm just going to repeat once. But now I'm not going to repeat. I'm just going to play king h3, queen d6, and here I will play queen e4. So he puts pressure, psychological pressure on Gukesh's mind. Now Gukesh thinks, okay, what does Hikaru wants? Of course, Gukesh knows that Hikaru is not playing for draw. He's just repeating to be sure. He's just trying to make better decisions. But it puts pressure when your opponent is in a bad position. If you prolong the game, if you're just showing him that you have patience, it puts a lot of pressures on your opponents. This is a technique that used first by Capablanca. The great Capablanca used this technique by repeating chess positions. Look at this. Bishop c5 happens again, and now Hikaru comes back. No longer you can play queen a3, and now my king is safe here. Queen b6. He wants to penetrate, yes? Hikaru just repeated. This repeating 2 times a position is a technique that used by Capablanca in winning chess positions or in slightly better chess endgames. And with this technique, he managed to beat a lot of chess players, because in time trouble, when you are repeating, at those times especially, you were gaining a lot of time, or you were gaining time basically by repeating, and especially you can think in your opponent's time. This is another thing. You need to be able to think in your opponent's time. So once again, Hikaru repeats, and after queen d6, now he plays h5. By this shuffling, by these repeatings, he's showing that he knows what he do. Queen here, and king to g2 back, bishop d6, and now rook to e6, attacking on the light squares. Now the light squares are going to be crack open. Rook f6, Hikaru just gives a check. If you're going back, maybe I repeat once, maybe I'll take, but white is completely winning. Bishop f8, and now queen to a8, pinning the queen, pinning the bishop, and now you cannot take here because you're going to be checkmated. Queen d6, and now rook to d8, go away, and after queen to e7, white just simply takes, and look at this move. Queen c8 wants to penetrate on the dark light color squares. Queen to c5, bishop to e4, putting a bishop on a better square. Maybe one day I will play bishop here. Remember, if queen h3, you could have played queen h5. And now in some positions we have bishop d5 if king wants to run away with king g8. g5, he wants to create some counterplay. But my king is safe, just play whatever you want. Queen f2, king to h3. King is very safe on the light squares because we have a light square bishop. So if you give a check, I will just block with bishop g2. Rook f7, g6, go away, and now queen to g4. Queen h5 is coming, check, bishop is blocking, and now queen to h4. And after queen h6, Hikaru just simply plays bishop d5. A very well played game. His accuracy was very high. I guess it's near 100 in this game. If queen h4, king h4, and bishop f7 is coming, and white is going to win this game. Let's go another look at this game. Very, very quick look. e4, e5, we have scratch game, and then white just simply played this theoretical line, and here Hikaru was just hoping for Gukesh to go wrong. This is game intelligence, and Hikaru and Gukesh went wrong, especially in this position. And after that, perfect play, perfect technique by Hikaru, this repeating position, all of the things is perfect. It's like a very beautiful photo, very beautiful picture. And after that, he just managed to crack on the light squares and win this game. I hope I was able to illustrate my points on game theory. You can write down your thoughts on this one, and what do you think about it. What is your game theory based on, game intelligence based on your guess? Because many players have very good understanding, have very good knowledge of chess, but they cannot play good. Playing good is something else than having a good knowledge. Playing good needs game intelligence. You need to be a good player. This is it. Hikaru is a good player. So many players have very good understanding of chess, but they are not so much good players. This is all that I wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful for you. And remember always to enjoy chess and